While The Messenger as a game can be seen as many things, one thing people didn't see coming was a prequel game in a completely different genre. So when the Kickstarter launched for Sea of Stars, an SNES and PS1 era styled JRPG tribute set in the universe of The Messenger, it got me intrigued. Luckily my backer level allowed me access to a preview beta, so let's see how this title's shaping up. The Sea of Stars demo has you controlling two characters, allowing you to choose one as your party leader. You're dropped off in the middle section of the eventual game, seeking to rescue your dear friend,
Redacted for Spoilers,
who went missing searching for the fabled,
Redacted for Spoilers,
the treasured item sought by the evil,
Redacted for Spoilers.
Yeah, that became a meme in the demo pretty fast, as any instance of story elements have been replaced with these words, which is especially amusing when you've completed an out-of-the-way platforming puzzle to reach a hidden waterfall cave, only to be rewarded with Redacted for Spoilers for your efforts. The game goes for a retro graphic style, sprite characters and enemies on a top-down isometric-ish world, much like Chrono Trigger and other SNES RPGs by Square. Shooting well beyond the 16-bit era it's inspired by, it looks more at home on a PS1-era RPG that wasn't trying to use 3D graphics. Lots of high-detail sprites, but simple sprite animations. If you're familiar with The Messenger, the 8 and 16-bit plus aesthetic was prevalent in that game with plenty of modern flair, and Sea of Stars ramps that up further with a lighting system that is amazing to behold. We're talking real-time shadows and active color palette changes. Your character duo also glows with blue and orange light in darkened areas. And once your character's main mechanic of controlling the day and night cycle is introduced, it really shines forth. Music is also amazing to behold, and again, if you're familiar with The Messenger, that should be no surprise, as Eric Brown, aka Rainbow Dragon Eyes, helms the soundtrack. An amazing ethereal tribal theme accompanies the era you start out in. Deep bass welcomes you to a water dweller's village, and an unsettling, eerie track warns you of the lurking horrors of a long-sealed dungeon. Battle themes turn up the intensity, with standard battles having a highly energetic tone, and the boss encounter giving you a fantastic guitar and chiptune combo. If you're a traditionalist for retro music, you might like to know that a surpassed stretch goal has the composer for the original Chrono Trigger offering up his services as well to contribute some original tracks. While clearly an SNES RPG throwback, most of the best things from those games make a comeback, as well as adding some new stuff to set it apart from a basic formula rehash. Goodies like timed hits to power up moves or defend against attacks, and combo character spell techniques sit along an interesting mechanic where physical attacks on enemies will drop essences that can be absorbed by your characters to power up their attacks and spells. Enemies also have a mechanic where a powerful move is telegraphed with a countdown and some icons. If they take damage from that specific type of move, it'll remove one of those icons, and if all three are removed before the countdown ends, you'll interrupt the attack and gain a point of AP to perform the aforementioned combo attacks. The demo has you navigating a few maps to reach the end, where you'll face off against a boss, meet a village of characters, and travel to a dungeon to face the horrors within. Map navigation took a bit of getting used to, as it's not immediately apparent that you can climb certain surfaces, and the jungle has a bit of a maze-like design with plenty of light platforming elements that aren't so much skill-based as just knowing what to press and when. The village area has the standard issue NPCs offering up a few dialogue snippets, and the game won't move forward until you do things in a certain order. It's fairly standard practice, but the lack of shops or inns was odd to see in this type of game. Currently, it doesn't seem to be operating on that kind of system though, with bonus stats assigned on level up, a la Super Mario RPG, and weapon and armor upgrades kept to the same gear, upgraded with sun or moon shards. The final area showcases the lighting system by providing almost none of it, using it to create a tonally jarring atmosphere of horror in both body and eldritch variety. I completed the demo in a bit over an hour in my first playthrough while exploring heavily, and finished in far less time than that when showing the game off to my stream. The end of the demo will very likely have you staring at the screen screaming, "You can't end it here!" But it's an effective teaser nonetheless. Unfortunately, this may be all we see from the game for a good while, as the end proclaims there's still a couple of years away from completion, and I'm not sure how long I can hold out. I greatly look forward to seeing what's in store for something I'm hoping is going to be far sooner than later.